Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Music Memories of the 20th Century. Um, Today is I'm wondering why I'm even doing this. I'm kind of feeling it. The world problems we're having. It's kind of bringing me down a little bit, but we're gonna have a good show anyway. Um, and just my advice to everyone out there: if you have intense opinions and stuff, it's almost like if you're over emotional and you have intense opinions and you're constantly berating people, you just got to tone it down because now it's affecting the world, man. And I'll get off my podium now, but um, we'll just see what happens today and tomorrow. And we're still going to have a wonderful show here. My guest today is Kevin Bradshaw, who we had a part one of that, and now this is part two. And unfortunately, he's either not going to make it or he's running late. And I had a special guest I was going to bring on anyway. It was going to be my Friday the 13th guest, you know. And I'm going to bring him on instead. I don't know how many memories he has of the 20th century musically, but we're going to bring him on right now. So, what up, Will? Wvogs, what's going on, dude?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
We're gonna have a good show anyway. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this because it's kind of gripping what's happening out there in the Middle East right now. So
Yep.
I'm really surprised if anyone's watching today, to be honest. But so, man, hey, tell us more about you. Okay, you're not a guy from the 20th century.
No.
No, you're not. Um, when were you born? About?
I was born in 1994.
Okay, so you're more like millennial guy.
Kind of, but I like music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s,
That's awesome.
2010s,
That's all. So you like
2020s.
good music and mostly from the 20th century. What up, Mr.
Yes.
Bird? Thanks for being here, Mr. Bird. Um, yeah, man. So, what was your earliest memories of music?
Shoot, my earliest memories are actually when we first moved to North Carolina because I was born in Connecticut.
Oh, you were.
Um,
I
mhm.
was born in Derby, Connecticut. That's where I was.
Okay. I was born in Stanford.
Okay. Okay.
So we moved down to North Carolina because of my dad's job, and I remember going in my dad's car, sitting in the back seat, and listening to the CD. I don't remember what it's called, but it had songs like "Tainted Love" by Soft Cell, "Blend Me with Science,"
Yeah.
"Cars" by Gary Newman, "Video Killed the Radio Star."
Yeah.
Always something there to remind me, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
had
All that
so many.
80s
I
greatness.
think it was like '80s greatest hits or something.
Yeah.
Even though "Video Killed the Radio Star" was in, I don't remember what year it came out, but yeah, that's my earliest music memory. Listening to that on my dad's car and riding with him wherever we were going.
Yeah. And so that was something that your dad liked, and you picked up on it, obviously. And as you got older, you heard more of the modern music on the radio, right? Yeah, but did you like it as much as the older music?
Um, it just depends. I like the older music more. My dad actually is a drummer. He played drums in middle school, I think high school, and he loves the drums.
Yeah,
Whenever he can, he drums to a song.
yeah,
He has a little drum set in the room next to me where I'm normally live streaming from. But when I was in middle school, we started listening to, because my dad used to drive me to school between fifth and ninth grade.
right.
We used to listen to a station called 95.7 FM, The Ride Classic Rock, or 99.7 FM, The Fox
Yeah,
Classic Rock. So it was like Rolling Stones, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Eric Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes,
yeah,
many more. But yeah, my dad got me started in getting into music at a young age. I Yeah, my dad's taught me a lot about music, like who sings what. I've learned over time, even though I'm not musically inclined, where he can do drums and do a beat, I can't.
No, you can't hold the beat down.
You know,
Let's try
it's
it right
funny
now.
because when I was in middle school, like I said, my dad was in a middle school band, being a drummer. I was in middle school and we had a concert. We had to do a school concert, and it was Beatles, and we had to do 8 days a week, and 8 days a week, and Love Me Do, and it
Uh-huh.
was so everyone in school did play good, had to get a guitar. They gave us guitars, random. My dad's like, no, you're not playing guitar. I'm like, why? Why? Everyone else is. So he goes to my music teacher and says, I don't know how to play guitar myself. My son's te- playing drums. And I
Wow.
was scared. I was like, what are you doing to
Your
me?
dad got
And what are you
involved with
doing?
this?
Yeah, my dad's like, no, my dad's not strict. He's cool. He's like,
He's
my
cool.
son's playing drums. My son's playing drums, not my dad. My son's
Yeah.
playing drums. He's like, okay, fine. So I had to learn to play drums to Love Me Do and 8 days a week. Oh, and Hey Jude, I forgot. But I was literally like, okay. And my dad was my teacher.
You know,
I I remember going to the concert after, and I said, Dad, how did I do? He said, eh. Mhm.
that's actually harder songs to learn because Ringo Starr actually played the drums differently, didn't he? It's not your he wasn't a standard
Well,
player.
well, I think the songs are the standard 2/4 beats.
Yeah. Okay.
But but yeah,
But
like
his
I
little
was like,
his fills
I
and all of that
I
stuff.
all I remember is my dad saying, like every time I messed up, he's like, "You're hitting on 1 and 3, not 2 and 4." I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm trying. He's like, "Do it again." I'm like, but we didn't use a real drum set. We actually um, have a we still have the plastic drum kit, electronic drum kit. My dad doesn't have the real drum kit. My
Right.
dad hasn't played on it in forever, but I remember sometimes coming home, or he works in the office, but sometimes on the weekends he put in his earbuds and he'd just go and do
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Hey, welcome home," and I'd just hear like "Give Me Shelter" because his favorite drum song is "Give Me Shelter" by the Rolling Stones.
Nice. Nice. Awesome. Yeah. The old Stones too. I
Oh
love.
yeah, like I wish my dad was in here to talk, but like he loves drumming.
Yeah. So okay, so you love music from the 60s to the 80s especially, right?
Yep, yep.
Do you have now obviously you probably haven't seen a lot of them live.
No,
Yeah.
never, none of them.
So
Actually, one band, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. They're okay.
okay. Um so you were in high school trying to do the drums and you couldn't do the
No,
drums.
that was middle school.
That was middle school?
I didn't play an instrument in high school. We didn't have music.
By then you were like whatever. You're just
Yeah, I was like,
you're
whatever, dude. Whatever I've in classes in school, I'll take.
you're over. But what are some of your favorite bands from the 60s? Let's start off with the 60s.
God, Beatles. You got Rolling Stones. You got Jefferson Airplane. You got um, I'm trying to think of Elton John. You've
Yeah.
got you've got trying to think of other bands. Just one sec.
So
Linda Ronstadt. You have Jimi Hendrix. You have shoot what's her name? Janis Joplin, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
yeah, I would say the Beatles probably.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're that's from the
Or
60s.
Rolling Stones. I was more Rolling Stones.
You're you know Quentin Tarantino said you're either a Beatles guy or an Elvis guy, right? But you could like both, but you're either one of those two. And I always disagreed with him, or I said, well, there's always the Rolling Stone guys, you know.
my dad puts it, you're the really proper, nicely dressed British boys known as the Beatles, or you're the bad boys in rock and roll of the Rolling Stones who the Beatles were always wearing suits and ties, looked really nice. And then the Rolling Stones are like, whatever, dude, we're the bad boys of rock and roll.
Yeah, they were pretty close though. The Beatles were actually writing songs for the Stones, and sometimes in the beginning there.
Oh
But
God, I would have loved to see the Stones live. Man, so many good songs.
yeah, I like her mother's helper.
Yeah, I can't
There's a lot.
even I can't even name what my favorite Stones song is.
Her mother's little helper. I
But
like.
I would say either Jumpin' Jack Flash
Yeah, I like that one.
or Under My Thumb
Yeah.
or
So
Get Off of My Cloud.
in what are your favorite '80s bands?
God, 80s, God. Like I like bands like Depeche Mode, Psychedelic Furs. I know these guys are 70s, 80s. Echo and the Bunnymen, you got
Yeah,
Straighties, Pet Shop Boys, Roxy Music. Um, there's so many fun 80s bands.
yeah.
There's too many
So
to
you're
name.
pretty much you love that new wave and the post punk and all of that.
Yep,
Uh,
new wave specifically. That's what I listen to in my car. I've three stations on Sirius XM. I listen on my radio. I listen to Classic Vinyl, which is classic rock, Classic Rewind, which is classic rock, and then
yeah,
First Wave, which is like In Excess, Depeche Mode, Echo and the Bunnymen,
yeah.
Roxy Music.
So what, in your opinion, distinguishes the '80s from like modern music? I mean, the whole vibe, the whole everything about it with the analog sound. Um,
Yeah, I would say it was the first time really maybe that we got like electronic music. Like I know we had Alan Parsons Project, who's
yeah,
Alan Parsons is a genius,
yeah,
underrated genius who
right.
does Eye in the Sky and let's see, Sirius, and he has games people play and yeah, like I would say 80s brought more electronic into it.
Yeah. So
One of my favorite electronic equipments actually is the talk box where they put it in their mouth and they play
yeah,
guitar like Frampton, those guys. Man,
yeah.
those talk
So Frampton,
boxes.
did Frampton really make that big or what? I
Oh
think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
And Joe
The,
Walsh too, right?
the one I like, I thought it was Frampton. It's called Mindbender by Steelwater. My
Okay.
mama was a Fender. My daddy was forgot what it was. And then you just said, I think I hear the guitar talking, and it's like, just gives me chills because it sounds like a robot.
Yeah,
And
totally.
then
Yeah.
I think this is 60s or 70s. I love Jethro Tull, the beginning of Locomotive Breath, where it starts with the piano and
Yeah.
it sounds like a train chugging, like,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Pink Floyd also, love Pink Floyd.
Yeah. There's different eras of pop music in which the bands were really distinctive from one another, you
Hmm.
know. And I would say Pink Floyd is definitely a very interesting band with an interesting catalog, wouldn't you say? I
Yeah,
mean,
like I
always,
like Simple Minds. They're fun.
yeah. Simple Minds, their hits I know mostly, and
Mhm.
Don't You Forget About Me. I could probably listen to that song.
Oh, I get
Uh,
tired of that one. Everything she says
Everything. No, Don't You Forget About Me is
is the
something
most popular.
I could hear once a day, probably for the rest of my life, and
Yeah.
it's something about that when it builds up, and then that subtle like that drum part,
Yeah.
it just sets it right over the top.
Yeah. I know
And
what you mean.
I just truly love that. Hey, what's up? What's up, Damien?
What's up, Damien?
We get Damien next week. Damien, I'm feeling a little
Nice.
down with world events. I don't want to bring people down,
We're
but
here to have a good time.
I'm going to give you a call, Damien. I don't. Part of me doesn't even want to do this, but what are you going to do? Kevin got young. Yeah, this is we. Kevin jumped in a time machine.
Right.
The,
I'm just missing the super long hair, and that's it.
well, apparently, something came up with Kevin. Today has been, and yesterday has been kind of a weird day anyway, for me. So, yeah, but don't you forget about me, man. I'll never stop loving that song. There's something
Yeah, it's
very magical about it. I know it's too poppy for some, like Will, right?
yeah, it's
But
okay.
so if you had a top three 80s, have you done this? Have you thought about like a top? Do you make lists in your brain, Will? You don't?
No, not really, because there's so many.
Uh-huh.
But you
Okay.
can ask away.
Yeah.
You can
I
ask
want
away.
to hear your list off the top of your head. I want your top five 80s, you know?
I can do that. Number one, Depeche Mode.
Number one. Okay, Depeche Mode. Let's talk about Depeche Mode. I like that Some Great Reward album. I love also
Enjoy the Silence. You got People Are People. You got I
there's
can't
just
think.
so
There's so
yeah.
many. There's so many.
And they were really I just want to say hi to Matt. Matt's saying hi to us on Facebook, and I think
Hey
that's
man.
great. You know,
You hey
Matt,
man.
I'm kind of depressed today, though. I might call this short. I might do it. I'm kind of in a.
We'll fight through it. Come on, man. We got this.
I know.
We have
I
to
just
hit it at least an hour.
yeah, we gotta go at least an hour. If we can make it.
Because I don't get a lot of Fridays off.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to your
Let's
life
see.
then.
Number
Let's go
one.
back to your life. Okay.
Depeche.
Um,
Oh,
I
you don't
love
want me to do the
Violate.
top five?
Violator is their most popular album, and
Yes.
a lot of my friends would totally disagree with me, but Violator for me, I love the hits, and I love the hooks, and for anyone who wants to be in the Depeche Mode, I would totally recommend Violator. You know,
Yeah,
I like Some Great Reward. That's a little more minimalistic.
yep.
I like what's that song with my I'm taking a ride with my best friend. You know that tune?
Oh, I can't think of it. You know
Um,
what I forgot to mention musicians I liked earlier is Jackson Brown. I
Jackson
love Jackson.
Brown. Yeah, Jackson Brown. Okay, so let's go to your life here. What after high school was there any? Um, do you have any fond memories of music or listening to albums?
Yeah. One of my favorite moments was um on Christmas, months before Christmas, I saw that the Red Hot Chili Peppers were coming to Charlotte. I live in Charlotte, and I'm like, oh man, I've listened to them since I was a kid. Stadium Arcadia was one of the first albums I
Oh
listened
yeah,
to.
yeah.
So
That's
I was like, oh man, I hope to go. And I put it on my Christmas list. I'm like, yeah, those tickets are hundreds. They'll never get it from me. I literally open a gift envelope for Christmas and it says, congratulations, you just secured your ticket for see blah 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 for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I
wow,
was so happy. I was
wow.
so happy.
So you're is that North Carolina, Charlotte?
Yes. Hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
So it was awesome. It was
what
a
are
lot
the
of fun.
three? What are the three main cities there? Durham. My brother and his wife lived in Durham for freaking like
So
15 years or something.
I'm gonna shut off my camera because I have to move the locations. Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro.
Uh-huh.
Um, Charlotte, Durham, Raleigh, Greensboro. Um, that's basically it. Those are the biggest places.
So how was the Red Hot Chili Peppers Jacksonville too?
Yeah, Jacksonville's pretty big. Uh, good concert, really cool concert. They didn't play one song I wanted them to play, but other than that, it was a really good, well performed concert. very crowd engaged. I sat up high because tickets again were hundreds, but it was amazing. Like I would do it again in a heartbeat, 10 times over.
That's awesome, Will. Yeah, Tat, thanks for saying hi, man. To be honest, I'm kind of feeling down a little bit, man. Just for the world, it's pretty intense what's going on here, and so yeah, I almost did not do this, but Will's pushing me on. Will's pushing me through this
Yeah, get
show.
over the funk.
Thanks for being here, everyone. I'm surprised people are here and not just watching the latest, on what's happening.
Yeah.
So Jacksonville is where you were stationed, and you got your Marine. Oh, awesome, man. Yeah, thank you for your service, Jay. It's no joke, man. Being a Marine, Semper Fi, and all that. I'm just a civilian, my friend, but yeah, thank you for your service there. So, is there any other concerts you could think of? You went and saw the Chili Peppers. See, I remember the Chili Peppers. The Chili Peppers were a name that I heard, and I think I heard them do the Stevie Wonder cover, and I kind of liked them, but I was, but then when Blood Sugar Sex Magic hit, that changed everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, any other concerts that you?
Yeah, I've seen Justin Timberlake. He's a great performer. I've seen. Hey, Christina. I've seen. I've seen Train and Hall and Oates. I've seen Imagine Dragons. I've seen Dropkick Murphys. I've seen Eric Church. No real old bands because the older bands I like, for example, like Metallica was just in Charlotte. I was working, but tickets were hundreds. I would love to see older bands. There's some that go to a small auditorium that my parents normally go to, but it's just they're pricey. Eventually, I'll probably find a way to get to see a older band. Like eventually, I want to go see Dave Matthews. I love Dave Matthews Band.
That they're like a jam band to me, and I liked their first hit. I like songs that have this middle eight, like the Beatles started the middle eight, right?
Yeah.
And then it just rises and rises and what's their first
Crash
hit?
Into Me?
No, that's their mellow hit there. I'm talking
oh gosh, what is it?
What You Say, right?
is it Ants Go Marching?
No, it's on that album though.
Oh, I can't think of it. There's so many good ones.
What You Say, right? Yeah, anyway. But they have this all the instruments are just flowing, and they have all kinds of strings instruments, and it's just rising, and then that's like my favorite song.
You know what's if you like good like string instruments, listen to Because the Night from 10,000 Maniacs. Like the Patti Smith one is amazing. The 10,000 Maniacs one where she does it live with an orchestra is phenomenal.
Well, Christina saw them in concert here.
Oh, Dave Matthews. I bet they are awesome.
So I love, Watch What You Say. Every time I hear that, do you know that one time they were playing and a riot broke out? And you're like, well, how the heck could a riot break out at a Dave Matthews Band concert?
That is weird.
And you know what song they were playing? Satellite.
Hmm.
It's like, can you imagine someone, hearing satellite, and they're like, no, and just start slugging each other and stuff.
Exactly. I'd be like, dude,
it's so wrong. It's so wrong, man.
I'd be like, dude, the song's over in 5 minutes. Just wait.
Yeah, don't bite the mailman by the words you say. Yeah, I freaking love that tune. That's probably the only Matthews song I like, though. I'm more of a guy that likes the hits. You know what I mean? But I'm starting to feel a little cheered up here, Will. So
good.
Thanks
Good.
for pushing me through this day. And I just want to God bless the world. God bless everyone in the world. And if you guys are really upset about stuff, try to um, show patience and tolerance and forgiveness towards one another.
Yep.
Try not to be a know-it-all all the time. With that doesn't help the world. We're so interconnected now that however we behave, it ripples out into the world.
Yep.
And this is the type of world we get to choose what type of world we have by our actions. And I know I'm on a pedestal right now, but this is a really critical point
Nope, you're exactly right.
right now, and I'm concerned for everybody.
I agree.
So I don't mean to bring everyone down, but I'm not exactly the happiest camper right now. But yeah. So let's go through the list of. Now let's slow down here. How many bands have you seen, Will?
Let's see, Hall & Oates, Train.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah, I've seen Hall & Oates.
I freaking love Hall & Oates.
Hall &
No,
Oates,
let's stay at
Train,
Hall &
Red
Oates.
Hot Chili Peppers, Imagine Dragons, Dropkick Murphys. I think like 5 or 6 bands.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. I'll be okay. I'm just
You'll be okay because we're talking about music.
concerned for the world, and I love everybody, and I want
Yep.
everyone to start treating each other better, is what I'm
Yep.
saying.
Yeah,
It
Hall &
ripples out
Oates
into the
was fun, except for supposedly they still don't like each other.
What's that? Who? Hall & Oates?
Okay.
Whoa, here she comes.
I guess Christina wants the link.
Watch
She
out,
said,
boy, she'll chew you up. Come on. That's like heaven.
Man Eater. Oh, it's a great
She's
song.
a man. Yeah.
Christina wants to. Okay, Aaron, just for you, give me 5 minutes. I promise. Send me the link.
Okay. Should we bring Christina on?
It's up to you. But yeah. Let's see. Rich Girl, Sarah Smile. They actually did a song with Train. I'll send you later, Aaron. It's called Philly Forget Me Not.
Philly Forget Me Not. What? Who are we talking about here?
It's Train and Hall & Oates. When I went to the concert,
okay.
my friend took me. It's a song they collabed on, but I think it's mainly Train. But
And you know what
Hall
else?
& Oates.
You know what else? Hall & Oates, man. I can't go for that.
Right.
I just can't go for that. Hey, Christina, say hi to me on Instagram, and I'll send you the link.
I'll send you the link to the Philly Forget Me Not song. It's really good, actually. It's like it starts off slow with like a bass, and then it picks up.
Later,
See you,
Jay.
See you, Jay. Yeah, I'll send it to you later, Aaron. I think you'll like it.
I'm doing okay, Will. Thanks for being here, Will. I'm feeling a little down for the world. I love everyone. I just want to say that to everyone. Just try to be tolerant and kind to one another, and forgive each
other. Tat, I wish I could have seen the Cars too. Rick Ocasek.
Who's gonna drive you home? That's another one, man. I can freaking listen to.
Right?
Tonight.
Yeah, I like the Cars.
Oh, I got Sandman Mystery Comics. Jim, I'm live right now, Jim.
Oh, I forgot, dude. I'll let you go. Bye.
All right. Sandman Mystery Comics. That's my main man, Jim. All right. So did Christina?
Don't mess around with Jim.
Yeah.
Jim Croce.
This is crazy, you guys. We're in a very difficult time right now.
This is therapeutic, everybody. Just relax, calm down. As
Love you,
says,
Higgy. I saw your video in which you sang a song and you showed it. So now I feel like I get to show it too. I get to show Higgy's
You'll never
song.
see a video of me singing. Nope.
Let's see. What? Hold on.
His mom named him Aaron.
That's me.
His mom named him Aaron.
Thank you, Higgy.
But his friends call him Gunner.
Yeah, Gunner.
Gunner is how he's called. Gunner. Gunner.
Isn't that great?
Gunner. Were you there when we named Aaron Gunner?
That's so great.
Now that cheers me up.
Song for Gunner.
Yeah.
Gunner. I love it.
Cheers me up.
I love that nickname.
Because I'm a little choked up.
I love the nickname Gunner.
The state of affairs we're in right now. You know, okay, so we got
No worries, Sandman.
Went through some indies of the 80s. But we're talking about the Cars. We're so dull in concert when I could see that. I mean, Rick Ocasek, the guy
his tone of voice is life is strange. Yeah,
what's that
kind of weird.
What took you so long, right?
Moving in stereo.
Oh, I love that. What took you so long to Something City, right?
Yeah. I'm not the biggest Cars fan either.
I love that song though. It's just right now my brain's in a cloud.
I also love I like Joe Jackson. I like the Eagles also. The Bengals, nice. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't feel fine right now, Scotty. Scotty's
quoting REM.
Scotty's a good man, quoting REM. Scotty cares about the world as well.
I love REM. What's the Frequency, Kenneth, and Man on the Moon are my favorite songs.
Higgy knows his stuff, man. Higgy.
I love REM because I love What's the Frequency, Kenneth, and Man on the Moon. But I also love ELO. I forgot to mention ELO is one of my favorite bands. You an ELO
Heartbeat City. That's what it is.
Oh.
You guys look up the Cars Heartbeat City.
I'll have to look it up. Are you an ELO fan, Aaron?
That's my favorite Cars song.
You an ELO guy?
Long, you know, Heartbeat. Yeah. So it's Magic's kind of bubblegum.
That's ELO, isn't it?
No, that's Cars. It's Magic,
I also like America.
Best Friend's Girl and all that stuff's great.
I love the band America also. They're a fun band.
America. No, not that. Right, not that.
No, I like Ventura Highway.
I'm not even making any jokes right now. Any type of jokes like that.
Bye Bye Love. Yep. Sandman, Best Friend's Girl. Yep. CCR with Doobie. Dang. Two other bands I forgot to mention, Aaron, that I love. Allman Brothers and Marshall Tucker Band.
Well, Kevin was supposed to be here, and he grew up on those bands, right?
And I love those bands.
That's great. He had me watch the documentary. I'm biased. I was biased against them.
Who, Allman?
Yeah, because I grew up with classic rock stations, Will.
Yeah, because this was classic.
And they destroyed a lot of bands for me. But at the end of the day, all they were guys just like jamming, and they did a good thing and they sounded great together and they made it, But I think the radio stations should have did better. Do better, radio stations, right? Do better. Instead of playing the same 24 bands over and over again, do better. Oh, CCR, yeah, with the Doobie.
Duran. Oh, you are naming some good bands, Scotty.
Yeah, I like all this stuff, man.
Duran. Oh my God, Ordinary World makes me cry because it's such a beautiful song.
All three of these I like a lot. Yep. Allman's Brother. It's like we're having a different type of show today, you guys. Just because I almost canceled this, and my guest canceled. And it's Friday the 13th, and it's not that I'm scared for me. I'm just,
yeah, I know what you
mean. I just want us to treat each other good.
I agree.
If we have extreme opinions, even if we don't think, I can tell you when we have an extreme opinion is when we're yelling about someone who we think is extreme.
Yeah.
And all we got to do is just chill out with that because everyone's heard it all already now. 2025. I think we should just tone it down and just be good to each other. And when we're in mixed company, no religion, no politics. When we're on one-on-one, have a heartfelt discussion. Check out
That's
both
what my
sides of
friend
the
and I.
story. Both sides of the story. The story always has two sides to it, you guys.
Scotty, that's awesome. I love Depeche Mode.
Christina, if you could
Do you want me
say
to
hi to
send
me.
it to
Say
her?
hi to me on Instagram.
Do you want me to send it to her?
Yeah.
No, Depeche Mode's great.
You also saw Kansas. Yeah, the station's playlist.
Oh, I love Kansas.
Yeah, it's very painful. It was Higgy, and that. But then again, there was all this stuff that you could find on your own, and then the '90s hit with their radio stations, and they started playing new music. In the '90s, the early to mid '90s was an explosion of popularizing modern rock. It was. We need something like that again. Or do we? I don't know. Hey, Missing Mars, I packed up your package today. I'm a little out of sorts today. I'm blessing the whole entire world and everyone in it, and I don't want us fighting anymore. I'm tired of it, to be honest. What do we got here? I wanted to see bread. You're out of here, Will. Get out of here. No, I almost canceled this. I almost canceled this show, you guys, just in light of the. I didn't want to be disrespectful. I don't know. Just being all cheery and ha ha ha, hey everyone. I think that's bullshit. I really do. Depeche Mode. Yeah, we were talking about Depeche Mode. I love Violator. A lot of Depeche Mode. I know a girl who grew up in Dresden, so she was in Eastern Germany, and she loved Depeche Mode, and she was a goth girl, But I'm not into that, I'm into Violator. I'm into their hits. What's up, Will? What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I meant to send it to Christina. Sorry. I'm in like 10,000 group chats. Christina, there you go.
Is it impossible to find? I have Depeche Mode CDs, I have some great reward. That's awesome, Jim. You tell Mrs. Sandman I said hi back to her. And she is WPLR. Actually, I remember that. I'm from. I went to high school in Enfield, Connecticut. But yeah, we got a lot of comments here. You guys are cheering me up, and not that I need cheering. I think. Hey, we have a guest here today. Her name's Christina. Very first time you're on this show, Christina. Hello.
I promised you I'd come on your show, so I was like, I'd come on today.
I normally just interview. I schedule it all out. I have a long list of people who are going to come on this. But today, I don't. It was almost like disrespectful to do that or something. Just pretend that something important isn't happening in the world. So how are you today?
I'm doing okay. I'm excited about Heroes Con coming up, but like I said, it's a lot of emotions and things that are going around right now with stuff. There's highs and lows. Physically, my body's aching because my knees are in a lot of bad shape, and I still want to exercise. But
wow,
yeah,
you're doing great. You're doing great with the exercising, aren't you?
I gotta keep. You gotta keep moving.
Yeah,
you just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, spread the love, and even when we see things going on in the world, and try your best to stay positive, try to make changes when you can, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And pray when you can, and help out people when you can, and be
Yeah, I
here for your
told Aaron,
friends.
I'm like,
And
you're
I
not
saw
gonna.
Aaron was on here, and I promised Aaron I'd come on one time, and I'm like, this is a great opportunity. And I love you all, and
Yeah, it's
why
so
not?
nice to have you here, and I get to interview you now about your music memories, right?
Oh, great. So interview. Okay, I'm ready. You know,
Yay,
my
Christina.
workout clothes and everything. I'm ready for my close up. Let's do this.
We have a lot of good friends in this community, and I also
Yeah.
stream to Facebook and trying to mix it up with the music too and expand it. But my question to you, Christina, is what's your earliest memories of music? You know,
Music. Well, I
yeah,
have a couple.
okay,
One of 'em- well, I think some of my earliest concerts was Amy Grant. Um, and then I went and saw the
I'll be back.
um,
I'm just doing some.
okay. I saw Amy Grant in concert. I also remember seeing the Charlie Daniels Band. But my favorite memory, my favorite childhood memory, was in August of 1988. So that'll tell you why I remember this. I
yeah.
saw the Monkees in concert.
Wow, that
And the
must
reason it meant a lot to me is I really liked Davy Jones. I thought it was great. And um, so my parents and my brother, we went there and we went into the building and we're waiting for, the concert and everything started. Everyone's waiting around. And Peter Tork, one of the Monkees, walks in. And my dad just sees that, here's this guy who's trying to go into the theater. And my dad goes up to Peter Tork and said, "Excuse me, we're not allowed to go in there yet." So my dad's having a conversation with Peter, telling Peter he can't go in there. And I'm looking at my dad going, "Dad, that's one of the Monkees." Like, I know, like, that's Peter Tork. And Peter's
wow.
there with the son and everything. And I'm like totally embarrassed. But I'm like, my dad's telling Peter he can't go in there, he can't go in there, he can't go in. So I just remember it was great. So,
Wow. But your dad obviously knew who the Monkees were, right? Or not?
I'm sure, but he wasn't focused on it. He wasn't
Yeah,
even, he went there for me because I was into, the TV series and,
yeah,
Davy and all that. I just really liked it. I like
yeah,
that type of music.
yeah.
So it was great. So I just remember that was
And they
my
were
earliest.
actually a good band, you know.
I still, unfortunately, members, passed away. Only Mickey Dolenz is still alive,
Yeah,
but I really enjoyed them and loved seeing them. And then, of course, the reruns with the Brady Bunch, and seeing him on
sure,
there with Mark,
sure.
all it was
And
great. Marsha.
what are
Um,
some of your favorite songs by the Monkees?
oh, of course, just the regular theme song and
Train.
and just I love. But of course, when he goes, "Girl,
Yeah,
look what you've done to me," all that, just thing. I love that stuff.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Um, let's see. Other memories, music wise. Well, I DJ'd for a long time,
Oh, cool.
so that's why on my Instagram it's DJ_Ristina.
Yeah, I
Um,
noticed that. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so I did a lot of stuff with that. I actually sang "Baby Got Back" to Blake Shelton.
To Blake Shelton. Wow. Holy
Yes.
cow. How did that happen?
So Blake Shelton actually came here to where I live. I live here in Charlottesville, Virginia, and he came and he did a concert. Well, I was up at another place where they were doing karaoke at, and after his concert, he decided to come to the place that we were actually doing karaoke at to come with his big entourage and come in, after his concert and chill out at this bar place and drink a beer and everything. And then he's just chilling. And I go up there and I talk to him and, he stays with us all night. And so I get on the mic and I'm like, "This goes out to Blake." And I just looked at Blake and I said, "I like big butts." And I just started singing "Baby Got Back" to Blake Shelton. And then he came up and sang "Oh Red" and I sang a couple other things. But it was fun where I'm just looking right at Blake going, "I like big butts and I cannot lie," and just
Yeah.
get right to him.
That was
So
it was a fun song
Aaron,
to
I'll be
jump
back
around
in
to.
5 minutes, and then I've got to leave soon.
You're
So I don't
okay.
know.
All
well, I'm
right.
glad you're here, Will.
I'll be back in 5.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I remember doing that.
Uh-huh.
And then when I DJ'd here in town, we had the opportunity to be one of the judges for like American Idol and different things like that. So
You
when they
wait, wait.
came, the
Okay,
local
so
radio station, you know how they have the golden tickets?
okay. You were working for a radio station?
No, we're independent.
Okay, you were
So a radio station was doing a contest for like American Idol to where if you came to this event, people would sing, and then we would decide who got a golden ticket. And then what a golden ticket is, if you watch American Idol, they get to guarantee to go in front of the judges. They don't have to like wait in line, you know, when like at these big places, they get to
Right.
just go ahead in front of the judges automatically and
Yeah.
get an opportunity to possibly be on the show for American Idol.
Yeah.
So they had one of these events here at where I live. And because my best friend and I, we were DJing, we were the ones doing the karaoke and the DJing at this place and everything. And we had the local radio people there and judging and everything. So we had people that were lined up. So we, you know, were the ones deciding on the golden ticket, and we had people all over coming, and we were deciding, working with American Idol on who's going to be the golden ticket person. So we were the ones DJing for the American Idol that night.
Wow.
So we actually had a girl who was going up all of the states trying to, until she got that golden ticket. So we actually had a person from Miami who won at our location. So she was really excited. So I remember that. So it was good moments. But and when you said about Dave Matthews, Dave is here from Charlottesville. So Dave did a Virginia. Yeah. So we had a unfortunately we had something happen here in Charlottesville, and Dave loves his community. So Dave did a free concert for his community.
Wow. He seems like a cool guy.
A good guy. So we had Justin Timberlake. We had Ray Charles. We had not Ray Charles. Stevie Wonder. We had all these people come as friends to Dave Matthews and were in the concert with him. But Dave was the one putting it on because Dave is from here. So it was.
He has all these connections, obviously, and so he just.
So it was great to go and see him.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was local, and I mean, everyone's, you know, would go to the concerts here when he was local because this is where the places he played at.
Yeah.
This is where he got known for. So,
do you remember him up and coming?
There was a lot of places. I mean, the places that he got started at are right down the street from me. So so I remember him playing at the places right down here. Wow. And also Chris Daltrey, them they're from here too, and his guitarist and I go to the same church, and his grandmother is actually my Sunday school teacher. So I mean, so we actually have actually have connections with, you know, some other people because they're connected with certain people. But I'm just saying, it's
beautiful.
Yeah, we have a lot of connections here in Charlottesville. It's a great artistic community.
Charlottesville is a great place to. I'm from Connecticut, so it's Virginia is not. Well, it's kind of. When you're back east, all the states are so small, and you think traveling an hour is a really long distance, but when you're back here, when you're here in the West Coast, man, an hour is nothing. You know, you're still in the same state, but that's fantastic. You know, I didn't know about David Matthew coming from your hometown. I think that's beautiful. You know.
Yeah, from Charlottesville.
And that's wonderful that you actually partook in that whole American Idol contest, right? And they called it the Golden Ticket. I mean, I think that's really something. So, who ended up winning? Someone from.
It was a lady from Miami. I remember.
Oh, Miami.
I don't remember who it was. I mean, she didn't eventually win the. You know, the show for the season or any, you know, that stuff.
You remember who did the artist?
Who won for the season? I don't remember. I just remember that.
My mom loves that show. I never watched it, you know.
It was, but she was really good, but she was real excited. We had a big turnout. but it was just so much fun, doing that.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you coming on too, because you can kind of tell I'm a little affected today. But what else? What other memories do you have? So you were a DJ. What type of station?
It wasn't a station. My best friend, DJ Wild West, that was his DJ name.
Oh, cool.
He actually owned Zoned Entertainment, and I was, as he said, I was his vice president. I was kind of like, him and I went everywhere. We actually did a lot of DJing at like Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And like he would do like weddings and different places and stuff.
Yeah.
And we actually went to, there was like a DJ con place up in California. We actually flew out there and
cool.
looked at equipment and different stuff. But it was a lot of karaoke and of course dance music.
Yeah.
It was a lot of, it was just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Do you think you'll get back? Do you think you'll get back into DJing someday?
I don't know. Like I said, that was before I had kids. But by DJing, I was able to meet the person that was the father of my children, who I have children with. But I mean, I'm not with him anymore. But I was able to, I ended up having my children. So that's a blessing. So everything works out for a reason.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yeah.
So that's a big thing there.
Lennon says, life is what happens when you're off making plans, or you're busy making plans.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
But I love music, love dancing. My knees don't, but I love it.
But I just want to say, Christina, from what I understand, you really worked hard to get healthy again, right? I mean,
yes.
Congratulations to that. I mean,
most
people don't have the willpower to do that.
The reason for it, I have narcolepsy with cataplexy. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, that's where you get really tired and you can fall asleep at any second, like that.
Oh.
And cataplexy is it's a condition with narcolepsy where when I get stressed or something happens, my muscles can change shape, or I can start to shake or something like that, and it can be really bad. So I was over 320 plus pounds. And it would be hard for me to exercise and all that. And I'm a single parent of two beautiful children. Yeah. And with being over 320 pounds and everything and falling asleep and everything, my health just kept getting deteriorated, just getting worse. Wow. And I'm a licensed optician. And with being with my clients, my patients, starting to fall asleep with your patients and all stuff. And my doctor said, you honestly, you can never work again. Your condition came on when you're in your 30s and you just can't.
And that's the lesson, right? It's like, don't always listen. I mean, listen to your physician, get the diagnosis, get real about it. But your attitude could turn it around, right? That's what you did.
Oh yeah. So when my doctor was like, you can't work anymore, so I had to stop working. But I'm a stubborn person. Yeah. So I still keep my degree up and I still do all my boards and my test, and I still do all that stuff. And so I make sure I do all the stuff. But I wanted to make sure if somehow I could lose the weight and get off certain medicines and could stay awake more and do anything, even though my doctor says I can never work again because the narcolepsy will never leave me, I still wanted to make sure that I was if I could somehow be more alert or even be healthier in any way for my kids. And if I ever found that person I was meant to be with, I wanted to be more awake and more alert for that person I'm supposed to be with too. So it was better for my family.
Right.
So I ended up losing, like I said, 170 pounds.
I know, that's amazing.
And I make sure that I work hard at it. I make sure I force myself to go to the gym. I ended up having, I did my research on the different surgeries. I did not have a gastro bypass. When I went there, I had the sleeve surgery, so you don't lose as much weight. But my problem was I went in for the sleeve surgery, and that's when COVID hit. So I could not go into a gym. I could not go and do the stuff they wanted. So even though I had the sleeve surgery, I still had to end up doing everything on my own. So I had to do my own exercise and walking around the neighborhood, eating my own. So I still had to do everything my own self. And then after 2 years,
you decided that you were going to do it somehow anyway.
you had to. I had to. So that's the thing. And
like that adversity that pops up naturally. It's almost like the cosmic test, you know?
Yep.
Oh, you decided.
And then I got to meet you guys.
You decided to do this. Oh yeah, you know.
Yep.
And yeah, you got to persevere, and you got to make the decision to do it anyway, you know. And it's easier said than done, huh, Christina?
It's very difficult, but if you somehow slide out of it, there's always tomorrow. Jump back on there. You know, keep trying.
Yeah, keep trying. Yeah.
Keep trying. And everyone, all of us have slipped and fallen, but we get up. You know, no one's perfect.
Right.
No one is. Even Will's not perfect. I know he seems perfect.
He
I know it. I know it. It's hard to know that you know.
Not even close.
Will's a good kid, though. Will, you really grew on me. I got to tell you.
I can't wait to meet Will next week. I meet Will next week. I'm so excited.
What are you guys doing next? Oh, that's right.
Heroes Con.
And Aaron, I'm sending her comics actually.
That's freaking brilliant, man. That's wonderful.
I wish you could come, Aaron. That'd be nice to meet you too.
I'm slowly meeting. That's what I told myself as I'm doing this, and I've met about 3 people in the flesh, and I had such a great
that's
time.
actually
every time I had such a great time. What an icebreaker this all is.
Good quote, Mark. That's a good quote by Mark.
Yes.
I didn't know Thomas Wayne said that. Thomas Wayne.
Remember, Mark, you are amazing. Because you know what Mark is doing? He loves comics, but he is spending the majority of his time at the booth for Comics Curing Cancer. Yeah. So he's going to be there promoting it and everything, and we're going to be there helping him out, you know, going to places for him and stuff. But if you don't have your merchandise, go over to Comics Curing Cancer and check it out.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Mark. And
Christina, what date? I'll talk to you about.
No, Mark. Comics Curing Cancer. All that stuff is. I think is that by Rob. Rob started that.
Rob, Mark, and DJ.
And I mean, these guys care. So that's my whole message today. Is to everyone is try to be more tolerant and patient and forgiving of others.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
I'm finding out now that that people who carry on with their opinions might care about they might care about being right more than they care about other people. And and what we need to remember is that our actions and what we do online, it's a ripple effect. And you really are affecting other people, and our world is actually reflecting that right now. We're in a moment that's we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But I'm rooting for love and peace and understanding, right? Understanding.
Absolutely.
It's okay that people think and speak differently than me, not just look different, not just whatever differently, but they think differently. And I think it's very important for us to talk to one another in smaller circles, but in public, though, just show an attitude of tolerance,
Mark,
respect, and love.
My Wvogs18, yes, sir.
You know,
I agree. I know there's a lot of channels that speak in different messages of how they feel about certain topics and things. But again, it's their opinion and how they feel. Yeah. But giving respect to each other and, like you said, acknowledging that we all have different opinions. But I don't think speaking ill will towards others or saying negative things towards others, just saying your opinion and how you feel about certain subjects is great. But talking negative about other people, I'm not that kind of person. And I just want to, like I said, spread love to other people. And I wish everyone the best life. I really do.
That's what I'm wishing too. It's peace and love and prosperity to everyone. And I think we're at the point now, it's just, that's what I want to say is that it's better to just treat others with respect. And I would even say, I would take it like this, like it's okay to express opinions, but the internet is one big mixed company, right? Mixed company. And I'm old school. It was a simple thing. When you're in mixed company, you don't talk about two things. Religion and politics, and then suddenly everyone's getting along. Suddenly everyone's seeing each other and getting to know one another. And I think that's what we really need to start doing more, because the world is starting to reflect our collective attitude, you guys. It's up to us. It's up to everyone, actually.
Well, I will tell you something awesome that happened today.
Okay, cool.
Are you ready? So, I don't know if many of you know this, but so I will. Anyway, I have a tattoo.
You do.
Okay.
Your
so
first
I have a
tattoo?
But it's a pretty major tattoo. So I have a tattoo.
Okay.
But anyway, the reason I'm saying that is today somehow it's tattoo day.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's tattoo day. So Chipotle, if you have a tattoo, and it's for 1 hour only, that I found out. And I found this out a couple days ago. From 3 to 4 at Chipotle, if you go in and you show them your tattoo, it's buy one, get one free at Chipotle.
Wow.
So I took my oldest up there and, well, told him, my tattoo. So I got buy one, get one free from Chipotle. Yes, I
I've
did.
never
Are you
seen
gonna-
Christina's tattoo.
Are you going to show us? Can you show us? That's the first question.
Well, let's just say, none right now.
Okay, not right now. That's a good response. Well, you guys, we've had the impromptu Music Memories Day. I normally invite everyone who I'm acquaintance with on Discord, Facebook, YouTube, and just contact me. Normally we have a talk beforehand, and I make sure I research what you're into so the conversation goes smoother, because we might be into the same genres of music, but I might not be into particular bands that you like.
Mm-hmm.
So I invite anyone. I have spots open in August. Just let me know, and I'll interview you in your life and in regards to music. So we are an hour into this. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we wrap it up?
I'm good.
I do.
Okay.
So the nominations for the CBC Awards are going on right now. Okay. Now, I would like, if you guys haven't already, remember, see, I got to figure out how these cameras work. So Aaron and Will both have channels.
Yeah.
So if you haven't nominated people yet,
Okay.
They're great people. You can nominate them at the CBC Awards to go there.
And they've already made
and everyone in the chat, spread the love.
Nominated.
Yeah, spread the love. Yeah.
So that's what I do. And like I said, all the people in there, wonderful people.
Yeah, Mark wants to know if we want to be interviewed on their political and religious beliefs.
No.
Yeah, Mark. No, no, just the music. Obviously, he was remarking on what I said earlier. Vote, vote, vote.
Yes.
That's right. Vote, Cuppy.
It appears that Kevin couldn't make it today, you guys, so we had an impromptu. I showed up anyway, and despite the state of the world, and I'm not afraid for myself. I'm just worried about others. That's why I'm a little frazzled today. And I'm worried about what's happening in the world. But just send peace and love to everybody that you know, and try to show some forgiveness. Now, anything else that you would like to say, Will? Will pushed me to do this anyway, right, Will?
Yep.
Hey,
thank you
Will.
for having me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with that concludes episode 5 of Music Memories. Please come back next week on the 20th. I'm going to have Sleepy Reader, Damien, who loves a lot of post-punk and college music and has been to a lot of shows and bought a lot of vinyl and stuff like that. So I'm very much looking forward. And I actually met Damien and Tat together. So actually in the flesh. So that was cool. But I'm looking forward.
The last concert I saw was New Kids on the Block.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
And they were with Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff. And that was in August. last year.
Wow. Awesome.
So.
And with that, you guys, anything else you'd like to say, Christina? Or, thanks.
Spread the love.
This
Check
is the
on your
first time I
neighbors.
spoke. Christina, I always see her in my chat, and she's always nice. But now this is the first time we actually spoke. So,
yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. Deuces. See you.